You have more questions? Let's go.
Yes, I was about to get into the question of the project that you're busy with. That's important.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
we're
and
very...
of course, the Lebo M Foundation.
We've been very fortunate. In fact, I don't like using the word fortunate anymore. I'm basically 57, but we're not. You can't say you're fortunate. I've been hustling.
Yeah.
These things don't just come to you. You know? During COVID, obviously, we did the reality show Coming Home, which I shut down season 2 now. I shut it because when you don't want to tell them, what's episode? Get on my clap. Somewhere when you know, my father-in-law. No, I don't have a daughter-in-law. I don't have a daughter-in-law. So, sharp, why silent Tanaka? So, Tanaka didn't have a chance, by the way. It's no chance. Got a hustler girl coming at you. Hustler girl's mother coming at you. Your own mother selling you to the hustlers for your own good. We're going to chance in Tanaka. That's why I shut down season 2. But this is what you're telling them. Sharp lentan. There's no vogue in the Kazlam.
Sure.
Manga voting, I'm so sorry we will. In fact, saying I'm so sick. Anyway, where was I? We've been very busy. I just came from Los Angeles, went to London, did a new project there that I can't speak about. It's very big with my friend Hans Zimmer.
Yes.
Then we had a concert in a really great place, a huge concert in Germany and Switzerland. And me and Hans had a special concert in Germany.
Yes.
So it's been busy. Now, since I came back, I've been working on a new movie.
Aha.
Yeah, big one. And I'm very proud of it. The first 5 songs that I'm writing and producing for that movie, Woman King. Yeah. Then from there, going on tour, touring Taiwan. From there, we have a very long, busy schedule. That's why it's take how fail.
Oh, boy.
So you for your spot, hack bowling, for nonsense mover.
Yes. And go and work.
Yeah. And then a great friend of mine, we've been in each other's space for over a decade also, yeah, has taken the responsibility of Lebo M Foundation.
Yes.
And recently, I then appointed her to be managing director of my company. And I like her term. No. Hauna number 8, marona number happiness. Hope man you chill. Yeah. So my what's the term that's used now? Because I'm not shot, by the way. No, I can't say that publicly. I can't be disrespectful, to her and to her family. But we're living. That's why I like skip all these things. These terms are too much. It must either be my fiancé or my husband. It's too much. My wife, no, it can't be my husband. I'm so lucky and so blessed. Now, every once in a while, after going through trials and tribulation, God has a way of just
blessing you.
You know?
Really?
Yeah. I love a person that comes into my home and bring light.
Yeah.
I love a person that comes to my home. Now, I'm not home all the time. Yeah? So it's about my mother and my 2 little girls. If we need energy,
sure.
Mangena now, fanele ngozami zijampela wena before me, and I'm
As
blessed with that now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm blessed with that now. A homemaker, business partner, very matured, life partner. But busy, I'm shy. What are they? Here's how stupid Twitter is. Whew, so happy, Angela. It's called Carolina. Good luck to the next guy. Yeah. And then another set of your daughters, Banabaluna. Whatever woman, but when you're happy, what dumb woman is that? Is the smartest one of them all. It's so nice to be here. Especially though I had a very stressful last 48 hours.
Yeah.
We've been working nonstop. We've been in studio. Finally, we finished last night about 11:45. So this was a really great way to start my day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
and
much.
Finish the first project. And I'm grateful that we still have a country. It just needs rescuing. You know, there are great people out there. There are good mothers out there. There are good fathers out there. We just have to figure out how to come out of this negative energy. We're so addicted to negativity. We are like, that's all we live. We just look, negative. Positive ki yo mar negative guy. Champas guy. Champas lilubi. Everything negative. Hey, mama wa nyala, okay. Hey, mama wa divorce. Kimang.
Eish.
Kimleles. And that's all we are. We live for negative energy. Some of us have no tolerance for that. When someone is divorcing, first thing that should come to mind is there's pain there.
Bana.
Even before Bana, yes, there's pain between two people. But we poke fun at that. Yet we don't want to know what happened. When someone is building, we get a man. Something is wrong with us.
And something needs to change. I'm very happy that you brought up a topic that I think a lot of us have been afraid to talk about, because for a long time it's been focusing more on the fathers are not doing this, and we haven't really spoken about how the women. I mean, personally for me, I've got my own personal experiences. There's no one in South Africa who can say that they haven't gone through something like that. So thank you for being open enough to say, let's deal with this issue.
Yeah, one time.
Yeah.
That's the only chance our kids have. Not money, not business. We failed, clearly we're failing at that. We failed for 27 years. We're so dishonest. Ne? Here's how sick and dishonest we are as a nation. You know that 30 years is not a long time. 30 years ago, less than 0.0% of black people in this country didn't have 100,000 rands. The majority of black people. Black people have a problem of saying, ratopech, or kiswatlopechong. One. Two, black people have a big problem with saying, I actually don't know money. It's new to me. 30 years ago. None of us, I can easily say over 95% of the black population in our country didn't know or have money. That's why it's confused, Ganji. I mean, we're like hyenas scrambling over little money, destroying each other in this corner, but they still own all of it.
All of us.
Banishanga matem, web monopoly capital, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but no such. We don't know money. The minute we become honest about that, the minute we become real about the fact that 30 years ago, all these people surrounding us, white folks, Indians, colored, Jewish, Tonton, Italian, have 100 years or more experience in money. 100 years. So they are 100 years ahead of us. That's why they still own the game. That's why they still own the economy. Until we are honest that we need to figure out how not to be so silly about money. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, because it is being silly.
Silly about money. Yeah, you're struggling for 3 years, for 5 years, for 16 years. Finally, the first 3 million comes in. You go get some chick and look to buy a car. Probably Louis Vuitton has made more money in South Africa in the last 100 years than anywhere in the world.
True.
From the poorest black people, our kids are confused. Our women are confused. I can say our, just Hanyanife, and be part of. Now we have another tragedy as a country and as a culture. And we're in denial about this. The dysfunctionality of our family structure is such that no one, pastors, politicians, fathers, mothers, are seriously addressing the fact that the last 20 years, if not 15, generation of young people, heroes, are thousands from America. Hey, Talebza Tugan, no, Tugan. Our young people are exposed to much more American vulgar through the export of music than most in the world. You basically have an entire generation now of young people. Earlier we were talking about the most powerful movement in the country that has political control, the slave queen movement.
Yes.
That's who controls South African men. And the flip side of that is young men whose heroes are 50 cents, whose heroes are Drake, whose heroes are everybody else but South African. The very nature of that defines the psychology of who we are. We are pretentious about being a conservative society and a conservative culture. But do you know your child's music catalog, the content of it, that which now creates role models, and your son and your daughter, now I'm speaking about sons, your son's role model, I salent that next door. Ki au tiangwe ene paisa cocaine.
Sure.
Somewhere in the hood, in America, makes $3, $4, $5, $6, $100 million, loses it 6 years later. Because like us, by the way, African Americans are worse with money. But that's who you follow. That's who determines who you should be. But flip that and say, I say this all the time and nobody takes me serious, especially jazz lovers. You know, jazz.
No, I'm just saying, I'm going to take it personal.
No. You see, you take things personal. I used to joke, ne? No, I hate jazz until I leave. But I realized that IQ. IQ. What I meant is I love jazz.
Yes.
But I'm offended all the time by the fact that even the lovers of jazz musicians, are not taking the responsibility of who we are, the value of our culture. The biggest money maker in African content export is African content. The biggest money maker in the last 30 years is Lady Smith Black Mambazo, with more Grammys than anyone in the history of Africa. Know thyself. Then love and appreciate jazz. Then perform jazz. Because our young people are now confused, taking after us. We come the hippest people in our histories from Sophiatown, but no one has really interrogated that also, and how it's manifesting itself differently in this generation. We all know the most general thing. Sophiatown is Abotsoti, blah, 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 but the whole style, the whole culture is American.
True.
Music then penetrates. To be sophisticated, disregard Mpakanga, disregard Mahlatini, disregard all of that. Love Ella Fitzgerald. I'm not saying don't love Ella Fitzgerald. To be somebody, adapt foreign content. And that has had an impact on the industry, especially for those that love jazz. How has it had an impact? Our children, we no longer have Sankomota. We no longer have Stimela. Real representation of who we are that was able to do what Bro Hugh did. Take that which is foreign, but it should never dominate that who I am. The whole thing is flipped around. So our young people think the only way to survive and be successful is spend 20 years trying to be a hip-hop and blah, blah, blah. Only one of you in every 20 years will make it. But 100 Miriam Makebas will make more money around the world in foreign currency than you'll ever see. There'll only be one Black Coffee global impact in the next 10, 20 years. But there can be 100 Sankomotors. There can be 100 Miriam Makebas. There is 100 Salif Keiters. There's 100. Everybody else in Africa is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We're stuck on hip-hop and kwaito, which I love. So, I have something else to say.
Yeah.
About the male side of our society, this functionality of it. To be hip. And we're so confused. How hypocritical can we be? How hypocritical can we be as a society? Your child consumes more vulgar a day than I say F-U-C-K. Okay, I'll be F-U-C-K every other time when I'm pissed off. At our stupidity and our IQ. But you have the audacity to point a finger at me. The dumbest thing is someone Black from South Africa, anyone in Africa saying I have an accent. Here's my answer to you. My children have an accent. I didn't notice Black people that own an accent in English. Just the stupidity of saying that. Or you have an accent that goes, just take that back and think. You just said something in English as if you own the copyright to how anyone in the world should speak English. That's how colonized you are. Now my children don't have an accent. I don't have an accent. Ke Motswana. Now what your responsibility is do I speak Kisitswana? Yep. Kisisikazi? Yep.
Sure.
I'm fully well-defined, confident, independent man. Wakotladi. So don't bring your confusion to my doorstep and don't mess with my children. They grew up everywhere. So we must deal with them. Ne? So many things. What about agenda on heavy?
Yeah,
Yo.
another one, almost, bruh.
No, you fed it. Let's wrap this up, my brother.
Kaya 959 on the street, on the air, and of course we were with, he doesn't want to be called a legend, but we were with the one and only Lebo M. And make sure that you check this out on Kaya 959.
I didn't say I don't want to be called a legend.
Okay, so who is a legend?
I was qualifying the significance of using terms loosely.
Okay.
But I'm not 50. I'm not 67 yet. So, but I appreciate. Honestly, I appreciate the honor.
Our brother, our father.
There you go.
Yes.
Some among promised stage. Yeah, let's use those. We're talking serious things. Legend. I already said, and people think I'm joking. I work for Lebo M.
Yes.
Ke Lebohang Morake o mona o.
Kaya 959 on the street, on the air. We out.